Hi, I'm Dave, and this is a walkthrough of the Optic Nerve 3D MindMap enterprise application. It's a multi-file type, company folder, real-time file viewing, and vector search app with AI assistance. The smaller nodes with icons are the actual files. Clicking on an entity, which is a person, place, thing, location, and so forth, gives you a list of the files that are connected to that entity. The edges or the links are configurable to a certain size, thickness, speed, depending on the importance of the connection. This is a ping image. This would be an MP4 video. By the way, this is a mock company called Medco Bottling. All these files are on a SharePoint or OneDrive folder called Medco Bottling, organized by various departments and tiers, with Tier A being an executive level with more allowed viewable files, Tier B being employees under them, and is a mock-up of how companies might be storing files. Other 3D mapping platforms like Think Machine or Obsidian's 3D View offer compelling visual nodes, but they remain passive, flat, MD or Markdown, or document-only handling, not updating in real time to a company's or department folder system, where employees have all document types and image, video, media files. We can sort here by file type. But you can see that our app is ingesting media, video, emails, document, and Notion files at the moment. You can sort by department, tier. A manager might have all access to the company folders. And by the way, we're viewing the mobile version here, of which the desktop version is much easier to use, but I'm making a quick portrait video here. Marcus Chen is an employee, which is still a person, entity type person, and these are the files connected to Marcus Chen. You can click a file and see the markdown of all files, but to see the actual file, you're calling to a Microsoft Preview URL, and you can actually view the file there. Now, an executive might have quite a cluttered view of various departments and folders, so he could easily sort to take out the legal department, the production department. I don't need to see the MP4 videos or images and have a much more structured view. An executive also might take out the person in locating just the subject matter of that department, of those folders, and see what the employees are working on. Now, the AI voice assistant is plugged into the vector search. This is the vector search, which is a true PG vector supabase Postgres database with embeddings. Now, the AI voice has a connection to that search as well as web search, a knowledge base on the overall company that is ingested. All right. Let's talk to AI. Charles, how are you? It's connected to a
Fine.
speech to text through the browser. The environmental variables for the API key is stored on Cloudflare along with the UI files. Do a vector search for medcan. Okay, so Charles did the vector search, which would be the same here. And these are the files connected to the subject medcan, which is probably a product entity. So I could do this search as well. These searches are hitting an N8N automation flow on the back end, which is part of this workflow. The vector search is here. This is the webhook and trigger node. The embeddings is here, and it makes an HTTP call up here to supabase. Supabase basically has these tables, and the main table optic file contains all of your files and file types and titles, summaries, the markdown for every file, except for images and video, and embeddings, and the department and tier of employee who uploaded or has these files in their folder, and other database items, including the thumb URL, which is created in the master ingestion workflow, which is an N8N workflow here, fully documented with 3 legs, the OneDrive ingestion, along with a Notion plugin here, but basically 3 legs: analyzing documents, analyzing images, and analyzing video. Video gets cut up into frames or JPEGs, along with transcripts reviewed. The green nodes here are the actual calls up to the LLM Gemini model to view the markdown or the frames and output the entities and edges for the mind map, followed by the vector database ingest, which sets the embeddings and upserts the files. Some of the edges or the links between files need to be deleted if files are being updated. Thumbnails are created down here and sent to an adjacent bucket on supabase. It should be noted here that the OneDrive calls are based on a delta or change system, so that on a cron schedule, only changes to folders would be ingested newly and processed through the system. So back to the mobile app. Charles, who's going to win the cup final? Charles is a fully functional AI agent with web.
Clarify if you mean the next upcoming cup final or a past one.
Okay, fine. And there's a type box. You can type here. Charles, do you have the knowledge base for the current Medco bottling in our database? This is a special function.
Here's the current knowledge base.
Okay, so the current knowledge base is, and again, this is a mock company, 86 files, 12 megabytes. By the way, this was ingested probably in a minute and a half, I think. And this is just a local laptop machine. I'm sure an enterprise-grade machine would do this in a third of the time. There are the amount of entities, people, place, things, objects, events, and so forth, filtered by the departments and the file types in the database. So basically, this is vector search to a true embeddings PG vector. Okay. This is a full map for a login of, well, I'll show you this. Let's say it's legal and their password. That pings down to supabase and returns a canvas only allowed for that employee to view. Now, let's see, that employee was a level A executive who has access to some of the other department files. Now, here's an MP4 that I threw in there that has nothing to do with Medco bottling. Now, you could find this in vector search if you knew video, dog, and a boy. Let it search, and there is the I did title it Sales Tier B, but it is a random video. Now you can click Get File, and you'll get a notice here with videos and images particularly that they can't be played inline here. You have to click Open File, and if your browser is already logged into SharePoint and you have a SharePoint profile, it opens in a new tab. And there you go. All other document types, of course, you can view the markdown file for a quick reference, and you can call the preview URL from Microsoft for the actual file. And if you need access to this and it is your file, you can open that file in a new tab and actually go to your OneDrive and edit the file. Driven by automated scheduled crowns on Microsoft Graph API Delta tokens, Optic Nerve continuously tracks and ingests new or modified OneDrive and Notion assets governed by role access control, which is the Optic user scope table, which gives an employee username access to the various department and tier files. So Optic Nerve breaks the limitations by turning static file repositories into an autonomous enterprise-grade graph RAG ecosystem.